Fine. In today's session, so this is Sadik. So in this session, we'll look into how do we define the names. Generally, what is the name? So a name refers to an identifier. So now we'll see how do we define a name for a cell in Excel. Okay, it can be a single cell or it can be a range of cells. It can be a matrix of cells that you want to identify with a single identifier. Okay, now you can see every cell has an identifier. So that means if I focus on this cell, the cell belongs to a column L and say it belongs to the row 10. So the name of this is given as L10. Fine. So that means the cell name is nothing but is a combination of which column it belongs to and the row it belongs to. E5, so it says, sorry, B5. So it says it is in the B column and the fifth row, so we call this as B5. Fine. Now, let us see, like, how do we define this particular name, and before getting into it, what is the purpose of it? See, take an example. I have this particular salaries. I want to calculate this net salary. Okay, so I'll just say is equal to sum of, okay, this particular whole value. So that means I need to select, drag and drop this particular thing. So I just have a name here. Okay, so I think we just have some predefined names and just remove those particular names. Formulas, name managers. I already have a lot of names here. Let me delete everything. Net salaries. Okay, cool. So now, see, if I have to calculate this particular total of this, I just say is equal to sum. And I just select this particular range of data, sum of J to J21. Okay, your calculation has been done. Now, what I want is, I want to refer this. This is the total salary, what is there. I want to refer the salary in a different place. So if I have to refer in this any place, I just say is equal to, click on that cell. What is the cell name? That is J23, we got this. Fine. Now, if it is in the same sheet, it is fine. We can just say is equal to J23. But just imagine this is in a different sheet. You're trying to add this in a different sheet. In that case, so how will you record, get this one? So like say I have a new sheet. I want to refer to that one. Okay, there is a total net salary. I want to know what is the, this one. I just say equal to, get into that sheet, refer to that cell, and we can see we got this particular value, and we can see the cell name is given as, okay, the sheet name is employee details. Okay, since there is a space, it is enclosed within the quotes. Exclamation is a separator between the sheet name and the cell name, and then we have this particular cell name, J23. Good. Now we got the same value across the different sheet. Now, see, Excel has this particular awesome feature. We just say is equal to, go to any part of the sheet, select that, the respective cell comes. But just imagine when the data is very large. Okay, so this particular employee details, we just have 120 rows here, but you say thousands of rows are there. We need to search where is this particular value net salary is available. Going there and then selecting, okay, becomes really a very tedious work. Fine. So in this kind of situation, we can define an identifier, a name for it. So I just, how do we define a name? So you want to rename this. The cell name is J23, which is uniquely identified within this particular sheet. But if I have to identify across the sheet, so the name of this particular cell will be with the combination of the sheet name and the cell name. Okay, that is how the identification happens. Okay. Now, what I will do is I will try to give my own custom name here. So if I have to do that, I just select this particular cell, go to this name manager, and I'll just define the name. I just say this is my total net salary. I just say total, so you should not have a space. Net salary. I've just given a name here, says total net salary. Good. So you can see for this, that means I have just selected this cell. I've just gone to the name box and I have typed a name. That's it. Now, anywhere you want to get this value, I can just say is equal to total. You can see automatically you get an interlicense also. Okay, so you can see it refers to this cell. Or you go to any sheet in any corner of this particular sheet, anywhere. Okay, so I want to get this particular total net salary. I just say is equal to total net salary. Fine. Okay. So this is how we identify this particular sheets. Okay, to refer to any place in this particular thing. So we can identify this particular cell with the name. Okay, I can use it for the calculation purpose. So I say I want to do take 10% of this particular total net salary, okay, as a taxable amount. I just say is equal to total net salary into 0.10%, is why I say 10%. I can write 10% in Excel. So it says 10% of the total net salary. You can see 1,23,000. So now it is 12,369. 10% of that. Fine. Okay, this is how we define a name for a particular cell. See, now the name can be defined for a cell, or it can be defined even for the range of cells. See, I keep doing this particular calculation for this particular range of data very frequently. So in that case, what can I do is, okay, instead of every time when you're writing a formula, I need to go to the start of the range and I need to drag and all these things. It's really a tedious work. Okay, again, as I said, like, you know, if it is small data, it is fine. But when the data is large, again, it's very difficult. Okay, so in that kind of a situation, so we can just use this particular, what is said, define a name for this whole range itself. So if I have to define the name for this particular whole range, so what will I do is I just select this range of data. So that means you can see here, I've just selected this range of data for which I want to have a unique identifier. Okay, select that and then get to the name box. Okay, and then you can define the name. What is the name I want to have? I just say I want to give the name as, let's say, net salary. Fine. Now, before I used to write the formula like this. Now, when I have to calculate this total, I just say is equal to sum of net salary. You can see we are getting the same this one. So here we are writing this particular formula explicitly. Here I am just referring to this range. Okay, says net sal, so it will automatically calculate the sum of net sal. I want to know what is the average salary. We just say average of net sal. So this will calculate the average net salary. I want to know what is the highest salary. I can just say max of say net sal. So this will tell me what is the highest salary. It can be in any place in this particular whole workbook. Go to any sheet. So I want to know what is the highest salary. I can just say max of net salary. I want to know how many people are getting salary. I can just say is equal to count of net salary. So you see, if this particular thing is not defined, the name is not defined. In that case, what I need to do, I need to say is equal to count, open the bracket, go to that particular sheet, drag and then select, and then we need to go for it. But here, the thing is, you don't have to move across the different sheets. So we can just give a small identifier, and we can always call with identifier. So identifier is need not be small because it is giving you the intelligence also. So it is better you give a good name, explanatory names. Okay, so this is how we define the name of the for the range of data. Now,